So I know it's probably difficult, but what would be, if you had to pick like one of your favorite like scouting moments or favorite,
Great question.
you know, just interactions maybe with a scout, or just what would be your one, you know?
Yeah, so I mean, I'll go. I mean, I could probably pick a couple. You know, you talk about visual honor and ceremonies. Some things are really cool. But you know, when I was like 12 years old, we were doing environmental science merit badge, and so the now I'm growing in New Hampshire, right? So the environmental science merit badge requires that you have to do wilderness observations and go for these little 3-hour, 4-hour studies.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got to get those all in, and you got to do 4 of these at summer camp. How do you get them all in? So we ended up climbing the top of the mountain where the our scout camp is at. We're going to do these 3-hour observations till dark, and we're going to camp overnight under the stars on top of the mountain.
Cool.
And for me, as a 12-year-old kid, it was the first time I had ever seen Northern Lights.
Oh,
and so we're out there doing
awesome.
these things. There's a dance land. I'm just like 12-year-old kid, like in awe of these things. Wow, this is real cool. And I fell asleep somewhere in the middle of all of it. But it was just the coolest experience as a kid. I'd never seen that before in my life. And,
that's cool. Yeah.
How can you have any pudding if you don't eat your meat?
I'm not done, right? Yeah, so don't give me any.
My personal best experience? I think it's one that they wouldn't allow anymore. But when I was in Explorers, we went up the big thing with my post. And again, I was from Long Island. And we would go up to Racket Lake and do the Racket River, you know, all those things.
Yeah.
And we were canoeing along there, and we were doing gunnel pumping.
Okay.
And that was just the neatest thing, in my opinion.
What was it?
You get up and you get on the gunnels. You put your feet on them, and you're bouncing the canoe. It's either that or when the advisor got into ramming each other. You know.
Yeah.
Now, again, that was back in the day.
Sure.
That doesn't happen anymore.
That these guys will make fun of me, but mine involves canoes as well. So when I was, again, probably like 12, maybe 13, I had just made patrol leader, right, in my little patrol of misfits, and so I was at patrol leader camp out, right, that we did every summer, and it was down at Allegheny. Is it a national forest or whatever it was, Allegheny, right? And so we had like a reserve every year. We had the same site and whatever. And so this is my first year there, and there's all the older kids are there, and they're real, they know everything about whatever. And yeah, there was just, we would, you know, I just have this memory of being out on that lake with all the troop canoes, and we just had like a big, you had those suction things to get the water out of the canoe. We're having like a fight with those, and we're swamping the canoes, and we had the old like aluminum Grumman ones, and like if you swamp those, like they'll go down. Like if you fill them with water, like they're buoyant when they're empty, but like so we'd have canoes that were like, they're like 20-foot canoes, and we would like swamp it, and we'd be like holding it with our feet down at the bottom, and we'd be like, we lost our canoe, and the leaders would be like freaking out, and we'd be like, no, gotcha, and we like pull it back up. Just like afternoon of just like fun. There was no phones, nobody had a phone anywhere. Like, yeah, that was just freedom. And it was, I cherish that, that memory. Working at scout camp, there's nothing like I think you said you worked at scout camp, right? Yeah. There's nothing like working at scout camp. I think that's an experience all of its own that, you gotta just live that. And especially, for me, that was some formative years for me. So I'll always have some fond memories of that.